The secret bank account that tore my family apart forever. My sister Mia was the girl who could do no wrong. To our parents, she wasn't just the favorite. She was an investment. I was just the overhead. Growing up in suburban Ohio, the divide was everywhere. On her 16th birthday, Mia got a brand new white Jeep Wrangler with a literal red bow on top. On my 16th birthday, my dad handed me the keys to his rusted out 1998 Ford truck and told me I was responsible for the insurance. When it came time for college, the script stayed the same. They paid for Mia's tuition at a private out-of-state university, plus a monthly lifestyle allowance, so she could focus on her social life. They told me that struggle builds character and suggested I stay home, work at the local diner, and grind through community college. For years, I believed their lie. They said the money was tight. They said they were sacrificing everything just to keep the lights on. I felt guilty even asking for a new pair of shoes for work. The breaking point happened when I was 22. I'd been working 3 jobs, barely sleeping, trying to save for a down payment on a tiny studio apartment. I came home early one Friday and found my mom's office door unlocked. I was looking for a stapler, but I found a blue folder instead. Inside were statements for a trust fund. A trust fund started by my late grandmother, specifically and only for me. My jaw literally dropped. My grandmother had left me $150,000 to ensure I had a fair start in life. But my parents, they had spent nearly all of it. I saw the withdrawals. $10,000 for Mia's European summer, $5,000 for Mia's designer graduation wardrobe, $20,000 for a family vacation I wasn't even invited to because I had to work. They weren't just favoring her, they were stealing my future to fund her golden child lifestyle. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I just took pictures of every single page and I waited. I spent the next 2 years playing the part of the grateful, struggling daughter. I moved out, cut my expenses to zero, and started a small tech consulting side hustle. While Mia was finding herself on another unpaid internship in Los Angeles, funded by my stolen money, I was building an empire in the dark. By the time I was 24, my business was clearing $20,000 a month. My parents had no idea. They still thought I was barely getting by in my tiny apartment. The grand finale happened last Thanksgiving. The whole extended family was there. Mia was bragging about her new influencer career, and my parents were beaming, telling everyone how proud they were of her hustle. Then my dad turned to me. With a smug look, he said, "Maybe one day you'll find a career as stable as your sister's, honey. We're just sorry we couldn't help you more financially. You know how it is." The room went quiet. I took a slow sip of water, stood up, and pulled out a stack of envelopes. "I'm so glad you brought that up, Dad," I said, my voice steady as a rock, "because I actually have a gift for everyone." I handed an envelope to my aunts, my uncles, and my grandparents. Inside wasn't a Christmas card. It was a printed spreadsheet detailing every single dollar they had stolen from my grandmother's trust. "I want everyone to see what sacrifice looks like in this house," I told the table. "You didn't help Mia. You robbed me. You took the one thing Grandma left for me and used it to buy Mia a Jeep she's already crashed twice." The silence was deafening. My mom's face went from pale to bright red. My dad tried to sputter out an excuse, but I wasn't done. "Oh, and Dad, don't worry about my stability anymore," I said, tossing my business's quarterly earnings report on the table. "I made more in the last 3 months than you've made in the last 3 years. And since you're so fond of struggle-building character, I've decided to help you out. I'm suing you both for the full amount of the trust, plus interest." I didn't stay for the turkey. I walked out, blocked their numbers, and drove away in a car I paid for. Last I heard, Mia had to move back home because the allowance dried up, and my parents are selling the house just to cover their legal fees. Turns out, character isn't the only thing that builds up when you're left with nothing.